There's a threat in the world today. A threat to our way of living, a threat to our society, and maybe even a threat to our very existence. And what is this threat?
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
He is the one.
I am.
I am the ass.
He is.
And we are Black and White Sports.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
How am I not pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you're retired?
I mean, I want to see your face when you ask him this question and the way you're going to ask it. Look a man in the eye before you try to kill him or make up something.
He went through my soul.
And I'm not surprised.
What is going on, BW Sports One World? It is live from the Indianapolis Internet Waves. This is Wednesday night, powered by First Financial Bank, 317-417-8582, and Rockstar Realty, 317-503-8322. Damon, we see, if you're watching now, everybody, we see the steel curtain logo on that noggin starting off the show. What's happening?
Excuse me. I had
You're not supposed to start the show with a corona cough, okay?
That was ridiculous. It was. I just wanted to show you that we were 9-0.
It's all right. You'll lose one of these times.
Yeah.
You will lose one of these times. I see
Steelers. To you, we lose every time. To you, we're going to lose every time. You pick us to lose all the time. All the time. All the time.
Whatever. What's going on, Damon?
What is up, my brother? What is good in the hood on this draft night?
That's right, folks. It is NBA Draft 2020.
Time out. Take a 20. We got breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Thompson hurt.
Who?
Klay Thompson hurt.
Uh-oh.
Just came through on the ticker. Klay Thompson hurt. He hurt the same leg that he had the ACL repair on and set out the whole last season. It's a lower left leg injury, and a good source that I'm reading says that it's not good.
That is not good for one of the best catch and release shooters ever.
Ever.
You must be going in and out again.
No, I'm not. I just wanted to say ever a lot as I'm reading the comments. What is up, Big Chris? Yeah, that's the one guy hat. That's that championship 9-0 hat. You know what I'm saying? We're on the road to 7. We let New England get in, and now it's time for us to step back up. Yeah, I might be overstated, but I'm 9-0, so I can say whatever the hell I want right now. And I got some backing from my young guy over there at Steelers End Zone, or is that Steelers Red Zone? Yes.
Well,
over at Steelers Red Zone.
I guess that's
IG.
what happens, folks, when you push 50's door. Can't see.
Man.
Need new glasses.
I can't. I need to push them up a little bit, or I need to get a brighter screen, bigger letters.
Man, something. Definitely need to do something. I don't know what that something is, but you got to do something.
Yeah. Big Steelers follower. Checked out his IG page a little bit ago. It's got my twin, Mike Tomlin, all over it. So, good dude, good family. Check his page out.
There you go. Right.
There you go.
Well, let's fire off, Mr. Tom Ass.
What the hell is Tom Recker bitching about now?
I don't know. What's he talking about? What am I missing here?
I don't know. It's Tom Recker. He's up to no good.
I know what he's talking about. No blankets up here behind me. No, Tom, I'm back on the couch tonight. You know, since the news of the restrictions in the world happened, I'm pretty much locked down as far as work goes. This is my office 24 hours a day. 24 hours. That's true.
24.
Maybe
you get to
20.
walk out once or twice.
I get about 20 hours because I sleep about 3.5 to 3.75.
Well, I'll let you come over to the house and you can film one night with me. That way you can say you're not in 24/7.
I mean, we might have to do something because I'm going to get stir crazy going nuts in this house, especially now that the kid that's in school is now going to be at home starting Monday for e-learning. So, yeah, it's all going to be just a happy family over here, guys.
I don't know why I'm clapping. I got to do the same shit.
I know why you're clapping. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to let it roll. I'm ready to get into this. And by the golf clap, I just want to golf clap Mr. Dustin Johnson for hitting his finally getting that green jacket and winning the ass a little bit of money in the process. Yeah, I'll get to that, Chris. I get to that. There's other things that I gotta do, man. I gotta do. Damon, are you gonna talk? What are you doing?
Yes, I want to talk. I just want to know how you just skipped over 1,000 damn things.
Because we'll go right back to it. Just go back up to the top. I know it kills you when I skip stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. You want to talk about Dustin Johnson? That's fine. All right. You want to skip everything? That's fine. I have no problem with it. I can flow.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to jump back up.
All right. So, well, he brought it up Masters over the last weekend. Pretty good tournament for late in the year. We normally have it in April. And I didn't think about it, but I didn't know how the shadows would really affect them differently at the time of year. And you see it play a big part. Yeah. And you had, I think this tournament was basically based off of stamina because it wasn't your normal, following line. Everybody does the same thing 4 days with what is it, 18 holes a day. Some guys were playing 27 holes a day with the daylight. You know what I'm saying? So you was getting to play some rounds of the first one, and then you had to come play the rest of that and the whole day of the whole round all in the same day. So I think the stamina had a lot to do with it. The young guys really stepped up towards the end when the endurance factor would be a part. Dustin Johnson just separated himself from the whole field. I mean, doing just ridiculous my wife don't even like golf, and she was like, that's a nice shot. And she kept doing this shit. Somebody's closer.
Well, that's good. I put $25 down on 4 different players, 4 different golfers. Dustin Johnson was one of them, and he hit for me. One of the other ones was Rory McIlroy, and he started to creep up on the third day, and then stayed consistent through the 4th day. Another one I had is Xander Schauffele, I think is Schauffele, and Patrick Cantlay is the other one. That was my underdog. That was my long shot, I should say. And they all played pretty consistent. Who didn't play consistent was your boy.
Hey, listen, no. I think Tiger played absolutely consistent. He's been giving us consistent bullshit. So I think he played right up. No, straight up. I thought Tiger's first round was very good from what we've seen for him this season.
First round was outstanding.
The first round, I thought he played great. I think he held it together really good in the second round. Third round just went nutball. Yeah. Hey, 12. I mean, what was it? A 10 on 12? 3 balls in the water? Never again, or never have you ever seen before. Tiger put 3 balls in the water on the same hole.
I couldn't believe it. And yeah, like you said, never going to happen again. I would hope not. I felt like I was watching the movie Tin Cup. Ball. I was like, damn, dude, give it a rest.
Yes. Great movie. She's married. She's like, here,
Right.
man. So it's great. So all in all, I thought it was a really good ending of the year for the Masters. You know, I'm glad they got it in. I mean, it's tradition. Oh, the one thing I thought was really cool, you had the guy who won the amateur, you know, gets to play played around with the previous winner.
Yep.
So the guy who won the amateur was Ogletree, and they had asked him, like, when he was like 8 or something, what we love to do. He's like, play around the golf at the Masters with Tiger or something like that. Yep. And then bam, here you go. And the kid played pretty well too. He made the cut. So kudos to that kid. Way to go. Good story.
Yes.
Write that shit down. I hope you got an autograph.
All right. Next up.
Last thing.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Okay. Let me get this right. Augusta is the all-male club, right?
What?
Augusta, New Augusta, where the Masters at. Augusta, it's an all-male club, right? So please tell me how Michelle West, I'll put her last name in there too, but Michelle Wee is doing the commentary. Please tell me how she has experience, how the greens and the field is supposed to play when you've never been allowed in the damn door.
Yeah. Well, we all know that things change in the world as they roll. I don't know. Yeah, has she probably been on there before? Yeah, I'm probably going to lean towards the yes on that. Played it probably. Obviously not public.
Obviously not public. Ain't played on it. Michelle Wee ain't played on it. And man, all right.
You never know.
Okay, I just know how old white men think.
Oh, Jesus. Back to the real shit here.
All right, let's go to your thing. Stuff with wheels on it.
Hey.
What's going on in F1?
Lewis Hamilton wins the 7th F1 Series Championship, tying Michael Schumacher. Now, there's a name that people have heard for years in Formula One. Years. Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton to F1 is kind of like the whole GOAT controversy in the NBA, Jordan, James. I'm not saying one.
Could you please tell the fans what F1 is?
Formula One racing. A lot of it's done overseas, across the pond. Elsewhere, other than here, can't promise if I'm telling this true, but I'm sure Tommy Boy or Howdy that's watching can help me on this. They may have one track here, but yeah.
Anyway, we can go home. Go ahead. I was just because some people might not know what F1 is.
I got you. Schumacher had 91 wins. That was a record that was set 14 years ago. Lewis Hamilton just broke that record with 92. He's looking to more than likely be the favorite in 2021 season to break the championship record of Schumacher and have 8, so he'd have one more than him. Like I said, this is kind of like your basketball talk when you got who's the greatest, Jordan, LeBron, 2 different eras. I'm not getting in that controversy tonight because I'd rather think positive in the NBA draft, but you still got to think about it. It's like Michael Schumacher on one side, Lewis Hamilton on the other. Who is the greatest? The world may never know, like the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop.
Hey, who is Trevin saying that we he wants to know who we draft? Who's we? Is he talking about the Pacers? About the draft?
I don't know.
I don't know. You'll let us know.
I'm doing some things. I'm doing some things looking at you, but I'm not looking at you. Let me just say that.
Look at me.
15-minute countdown to the draft, folks.
Yep, I'm watching it just with you, son.
Yep.
All right, so here's some crazy shit. Here's some crazy news for you. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, guy played Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds and Rob, I'm not even whatever his last name is. The guy who played on
McElhenney. I don't know. I'll go with you.
Mahogany. I don't know, but he bought a soccer team, man. Deadpool owns a soccer team.
Man, I don't know. Like I said in the notes, it seems to be the thing to do for celebs to purchase professional teams in whatever sport. Now, my question to you, Damon, is this true business venture for all these celebrities that's doing this type of thing? Or is it an economic game with the times that we're dealing with?
Dude, it's always an economic game when it comes to rich people and their money. They don't put anything.
Now, obviously, they're thinking about. Well, I mean, obviously, they're thinking about making money on their investment, but I don't know. I might be more conspiracy theorist than others. So
please explain to me what the conspiracy theory is, because I have no idea what you could possibly conceive to be a conspiracy about buying a sports team.
There is none.
Okay. That's kind of like my post. I was like, bring up charges because he abused a kid on a college campus. My bad. That was a bit much. Yeah, a little bit.
Sometimes we go off just a little bit.
All right, so now that we've stalled enough to try to figure out what they were talking about, apparently he's a Timberwolves fan. I don't know how that happened.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but it is the time where we're going to talk about the draft a little bit.
Tore his Achilles. Oh my God.
Oh, Klay Thompson?
Yep, tore his Achilles.
Oh.
He will be out another season.
Breaking news. That might be it.
That might be. Unfortunately, he's a hell of a player. And we've seen it throughout our years of watching basketball. Some of these players that are top notch get dinged with an injury after injury, and it ruins their career. And unfortunately, it looks like Klay Thompson's career may be close to being over, folks.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far with modern medicine.
I'm not saying that.
He's definitely not going to be the same.
No.
And he has the ability to shoot the ball, so his legs are important, but it's not to the point where he becomes useless on the court like a Greg Oden or something of that sort.
No, I'm not going to go that far, but yeah, I mean, you take your Achilles away after having was it his ankle or his knee?
The ACL, yeah.
Okay, so you go from one ligament to the other, and it's the same leg. That's telling me there's something not right there.
Well, you get the Achilles because you're overcompensating and you've been putting such work in on the ligament that goes across the knee. So it's normally it would happen on the opposite leg. Very rarely do you see it happen on the same leg. But again, it happened to the same thing with Kevin Durant. When we put him out of Golden State, his turn. When he went to when he had the calf ACL type deal and played a little early and they end up tearing. It's all the same muscle. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, best wishes. Best wishes.
Right. So that sucks. But I don't think it changes who Golden State drafts here in, I say, about 20, 25 minutes for them. I don't see it changing. I still think you go out there, Anthony Wiseman out of Memphis, a 7-foot guy who can get up and down the floor, block shots and rebound. It fits right into what they want to do. This is a perfect opportunity. I hate it when a guy goes down, but this is a perfect opportunity for the next man up for Wiggins. to finally show the potential that everybody thought that you had, that Jimmy Butler called your ass soft years ago. So this is his perfect opportunity. You got a new city, team, a new idea. So let's see what happens with Golden State.
I agree. I don't see any change in their draft potential or their draft process. They're who they're looking at, who they're getting. I don't see any change there. May change something later in the year or as it gets closer to the beginning of the season. It may change something there as far as, obviously it is going to change their lineup talks and all that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they'd probably do some more because they got a lot of money that they're going to ready to tie up in the step. So who knows what goes on. I think they'll be fine. State and Steve Kerr, their front office, they seem to mesh well in the free agent market, so I wouldn't count them out just yet. Minnesota, I think Minnesota is going first. I like the Anthony Edwards kid, but I don't think he fits with Minnesota. I think he fits better with that dynamic they got going over Charlotte. Very young. You got Ja Morant, another dynamic slasher shooter type guy. If he can improve his jump shot a little bit, meaning Edwards, I think he's well in with what Michael Jordan has going on in Charlotte. I do like LaMelo Ball for number one to go to Minnesota. They need a spark. Something needs to fire up this engine of Karl Anthony Towns, and maybe it can be a LaMelo Ball. He's a I don't want to say he's a player just yet, but I think he's a major championship piece type player.
I can see that. I don't know. I'm skeptical on if I was Minnesota. I'm skeptical on the whole baggage situation with the Bulls. I don't think it's going to be maybe as bad as what it was when the older brother came out a couple years ago, because that limelight has kind of shined. And that's not going to happen again as to that extent with at least this family. He is a good player. That's the other thing you got to look at. He is a damn good baller on the court. The problem is do you want to deal with potential issues outside what you got on the hardwood?
What issue is that? Because it wouldn't come from the kid. You're obviously talking about his daddy.
I'm not saying it's him.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to hear anything else from his daddy. Because, one, he's not going to be in California where he's got to reach for his daddy to get to him. That was Lonzo's problem. He was right there where his daddy was there. Best thing for Lonzo is he's in New Orleans, and you can see it. His career is budding. Things are changing in this game. And he's got his own endorsement deal. He's added that old funny stuff. We need to stick together. I'm out here trying to get my paper, trying to do my game. And he's flourishing. And I think LaMelo is learning. Plus, you forget, he's already got his money. You know what I'm saying? He's been overseas and playing with grown men in the league, which is down from the Euro League. And you got a lot of good players who've come out of that Australia League. So he's been playing pro ball for a minute, making money. And he owns half the team. So it's not like he's dependent on his father. He's been living, him and his agent's a good dude. So he's been living this important life, so to speak, already without his father's intuition. You think his father was in Australia with him? No. Sure wasn't.
No.
So I'm not worried about him. I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I see your point definitely. 5 minutes countdown to the draft starts. I see your point as far as Edwards not fitting the Minnesota philosophy, I should say. But if I'm looking at longevity, I think I would probably take Edwards over Ball.
Yeah, he's got a tremendous upside. I think both of them. I don't think you go wrong with if you take either one of them. To be honest with you, I don't think this is one of those rare drafts. There's not a lot going on, but there's a lot of confusing pieces when you didn't get to look at a lot of them. But I think that those first three guys, Edwards, Ball, Wiseman, not in that order. I think all three of those guys are very good picks for your team. No matter whoever they pick, I think
It looks like
them.
Trevin came back and said he's a Suns fan. Dude, you're pretty set.
Yeah.
You're pretty
Suns
set.
look good. Suns look good. I mean, I like some of the moves that the Suns made for future references, not really for this upcoming season. I think it's going to pay dividends later on down the year. We'll see what they'll do here in the draft and see what other moves they'll make after the Chris Paul move that they made 2 days ago.
Yeah.
What did Jordan say? Any worries about the level of competition he played? Like I mentioned a little bit ago, no, I'm not really worried about the levels of competition he played because the Australian League is a pretty good league. I think it's the Euro League, the one that Luka Doncic came out of. I think that league, and it might be one more European league, the Serbian League, I think it is. Might be those two, the Australian League and the Russian League. Those are your big leagues for international play. So I think the level of competition he's played it's not NBA level because you don't play those type of players on a consistent basis. But they put enough people in the league and in the college rounds that league is a respectable value of talent.
All right.
Remember, Zach LaVine played over there too.
Yep. Yeah, he did. I don't know why they put the Spurs on this guy. Avdija. Is that how you say his name?
I'm not even going to venture. He's Mossad. He's from Israel. He's a secret agent.
He is going to Chicago or Cleveland.
Me personally, if he had the two out of the two choices, I'd rather go to Chicago.
Well, he may not have an actual choice.
I know. If you had a choice, well, I mean, there's been players that pulled the Eli Manning. I'm not going to do that.
That's true.
You have
we have 2 minutes before the NBA draft. I just like saying that because it sounds like we're in the stadium. They got 2 minutes at the end of the half. 2.
Yeah. All right. So let's chat about some of these. You brought up the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix.
Oh, jeez.
I think they hit who's winning more. No, I don't know at this point.
You're doing that skippity skip for a second there. Now you're good.
I'm back. Yeah, at this point, I'm not really sure who's winning more at the free agent moves and the trade deadline moves right now. Phoenix, the Suns have done pretty well. Milwaukee is looking pretty good with the moves that they make. I thought I was feeling weird, so I wanted to tap to make sure it wasn't just me.
Okay.
No, I think right now Phoenix and Milwaukee have done the more power moves. Obviously, it's the first couple of days of off season for the NBA, but me personally, I wish Chris Paul would finally get to a team that, he really legitimate shot to. I'll get right to that in a minute, Trey. Don't think too much into that because that's really nothing. But I think he needs a real good chance to play with a team that's going to win a championship. You know what I mean? I think he got robbed out of it when he was going to sign with the Lakers before the Clippers, when David Stern vetoed that trade. People say the Clippers was a really good team. I think they were a really good team, but he had a lot of soft-minded players and a lot of players that were living outside their means. And when they get into the playoffs, it came to a head. And you got to blame a lot of that on coaching. If you lose a 3-1 lead, a 3-0 lead, series, then you got to put a little bit on that. But Chris Paul is a good developer of talent, of young talent on the floor. Look at what he's done for Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder's on his way to a very nice setup with LA. You know what I'm saying? So that's so he's going to really help these young guys develop as pros and basketball players in Phoenix. The person that's going to really benefit the most is going to be Devin Booker. He's never going to score as easily for the rest of his career as long as he is going to play with Chris Paul. And I just seen some video a few minutes ago of Chris Paul and Devin Booker already working. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to get the most out of DeAndre Ayton, and he's going to elevate this Phoenix Sun team. Milwaukee, I think they made moves to keep Giannis. That's what they've done. They made moves to keep Giannis, and I think they did a great job. They're surrounding him with shooters. They're surrounding him with hard-nosed defensive players and guys that can get it done to take off a little pressure. They've added some people so Middleton doesn't have to be that load second player carrier. You can slide him down to the 3, and he's going to give you – he'll be more comfortable and give you his production. So I like what Milwaukee did. He asked about the Anthony Davis declining his Laker offer.
That's because his bigger brother was telling him, look, dude, I'll make you more money on the backside. Let me take a little bit so I can bring that guy in.
But this is all business. That was all business move. This was never – he was never going to sign that second part of the deal. He was always going to decline that option because now he has the leverage of having – because he wants a longer deal. So he's either going to match the deal with the years with LeBron. It's going to be either a 1-year player option or a 2-year player option, or it's going to be a 4 or 5-year deal. So he's matching those years with LeBron to get the longer Supermax deal, but he wants to still have that option if you don't make the right moves of putting the right pieces around Schroeder and Kuzma, then I'm going to have my way out. So it was an all business deal. Right. The more shocking issue with declining is James Harden declining $100 million 2-year extension.
They're gonna be in disarray because both of their star players are gonna be gone. So in that aspect, if you're Houston, who are you looking at? Are you looking at picking something up? Are you looking at possibly moving up in the draft a little bit to get somebody a little bit better to fulfill those kind of spots on your team? Or what do you do, Damon? You're the
get a little bit better. Get a little bit better at what? Get a little bit better than who?
Wherever they're at in the draft is what I'm saying.
And move up out to get somebody. I was like, because ain't nobody just draft better than nobody on that team.
No. Are they going? Can you see them moving up now that we all know the world knows that both Harden and Westbrook are on the outs, I should say. And
all right, here we go.
I was gonna say I'm waiting for it to pop up. Who got it? Minnesota's number 1 pick. Oh,
but
go ahead.
I forgot what we were even talking about because the commissioner
Harden and Westbrook.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be hard to do anything without Harden's approval. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be hard to move him because you're going to have to give up a whole lot to get him. Like the big news is him trying to manipulate his way into the Nets. But what are the Nets going to have to give up to get a hold of him? You know what I'm saying? You have to give up Kyrie, so you want all 3 of them to play together. So you have to give up Dinwiddie and Kerr, maybe some picks, maybe 3 people. You don't know. So, I mean, the dynamic was in Brooklyn was their chemistry of their bench mixing in. All these people and all these draft picks all worked well together. Hollis Jefferson and Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan, these all pieces fit. You know what I mean? So you insert this and you're going to have to take something out. So what do you give up for him? Because Houston is not just going to be like, yeah, you can have him.
Oh no, they're going to want something. They're going to get the best. They are going to get the very most out of both of these players that they can possibly get.
No, they don't give a shit about Westbrook. Westbrook's time is past. They just want to move that contract.
Well, again, they're still going to get the best options that they can for both of those guys.
Reports of players going to trade No, I'm reading reports of players wanting traded because of their personal beliefs, not a good role for the leagues to go. What are you talking about, Jordan?
Yeah, I must have missed what's going on.
Yeah, I must have missed that one. Let me know about that one. Because if that was the case, then we would have never had the civil rights. The players playing in the the players playing in the MLB at that time.
Right. All right. So
look
on
at
the
you.
clock, Minnesota. Countdown's under 5 minutes now.
I told you they're gonna be like, we grab this shit right now. No, we're gonna drag it on.
Oh yeah, they're dragging it on like hell. That means that Ball will be the first pick.
Yeah, I mean, I Lincoln is not really going to help me out at this point because you kind of got me curious about it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, but yeah, and politics really don't mix, even though they do mix and correlate a lot. You know what I mean? Because sports players do have a voice that normal people don't get to stand on. So they do bring a little bit more awareness to things, but
depends on how
not wanting to play. Yeah, not on the team because somebody believes a certain way. Shit, you would never had no damn teams.
Yeah, right.
Worst one it out is Houston owner, Trump supporter. Oh shit, I would. Yeah, that's different.
How's that different? That's
really not.
That is no different. I was going to say,
it's really not. It's really not.
Don't stir the pot.
It's really not.
If you want to stir the pot for a bigger reason than that.
I think there's that pretty much there is nothing because 85% of these owners were Trump supporters in every league in the first place. You've been playing for these. I mean, if those are your beliefs, that's fine. But then you're just being picky with your beliefs because every single owner that you play for is been like that. There's like a few that aren't. The Rooneys in Pittsburgh, Mark Cuban in Dallas, Jeannie Buss in LA. That'd be probably about it. You know what I'm saying? That just aren't. We already know everybody in Indiana votes Republican, except for the Democrats in Carmel. Yeah, I threw that one out there. I did.
All right, so we got about 2.5 minutes left on the first pick of the 2020 NBA draft. I know that it sounds like and it seems like we are just dragging ass right now, but I really just want to see who the first pick is of the draft so we can move the fuck on.
Well, I'll move it on anyway.
No, I don't want to have to jump back to it, but yeah.
All we gotta say is blah 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 went first.
Yeah,
okay, there we go. I told you. That's it.
Next.
We can breeze by this one because we'll talk more of this as we get closer to the seasons in the next week or two. Sometime right around Thanksgiving is when normal the college tournaments and the pregame start and all that. But Gonzaga and South Carolina sit prospectively at the top of their polls.
Gonzaga, yes, they're good. I'm not trying to take anything away from the team itself, but just like we say in football in college, man, they play nobody.
That would work with somebody else, but not with Gonzaga in basketball. They've proven Gonzaga's proven themselves. They've proven themselves. They might not have won a championship, but they've beaten the big schools on the biggest stage.
There you go. Anthony Edwards, #1 draft pick going to Minnesota.
There you go.
There we go, folks. We waited, and now we know. Anthony Edwards.
So, Obi Toppin. All right,
what?
So we're waiting up. I was just saying the name, Obi Toppin. I like his name.
Gotcha.
But what were we talking about?
Gonzaga.
Oh, Gonzaga. Yeah, Gonzaga's proven themselves.
I'm not saying
you have those-
I am not saying they haven't proven themselves, but every year they're up there. They want them to stay up there. They can't keep themselves up there when it gets closer to the Final Four or the championship because they blow it. Sorry, like me or not, call me a liar or not, I don't give a shit because it's true. Fact.
They don't blow it. They get beat by a better team.
Okay.
They don't blow it.
So,
but you can't say they shouldn't be up there because who they play. They've proven themselves over the last 25 years that he's built that they'll play anybody anywhere. Duke won't go to Gonzaga and play them. Why? Because they will lose.
I'm not saying they won't say I'll play anybody anywhere. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're contradicting yourself a little bit on the football talk, a little bit of like Cincinnati and BYU.
Because Cincinnati and BYU don't go beat nobody.
Okay. All right.
Who they beat? Who has Cincinnati beat outside of the MAC? The last 10 years.
Well, obviously this year they can't play anybody else. But
take this year out. Take this year out. Who has Cincinnati beat? Anybody watching, tell me who is in the top 25 that Cincinnati's beaten.
It does not matter right now because we're talking about this year, right? We're talking about this year, right?
Okay, we're talking about this year.
We'll talk about
Cincinnati
that.
Beat in the last 2 years.
We'll talk about that top 10 here in a second.
I mean, that argument is two different arguments. And for one, it's
kind of the same and not.
No, it's not, because in college basketball, that's the same. So you're trying to say the preseason, you don't pay attention to the preseason rankings in college basketball. You pay attention to those rankings the same as you do in college football. Like, you don't count the first 6 weeks of college rankings in your mind, right? So you don't count none of the college basketball rankings until, what, January?
Not necessarily, because it's two different things.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because you're playing a 12 game thing. You're playing 12 weeks, okay? Rather than spreading it out like you do in basketball and all that, you're spreading the season out more. So
right.
Yeah, but
my argument is, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but my argument, to agree and disagree with you, is Gonzaga has put themselves there because when they play those big teams and they play those big games, they win more than they lose. Cincinnati, BYU, you put them in those big games, they don't win.
All I'm saying
is you don't
get
get the chance this year. They don't get the chance this year. But previous years, previous years, they don't win. That's why they've never been in the major bowl game. That's why they've never been in the playoff bowl game.
Well, they were in a major bowl game. That was when Brian Kelly had them down, when he was down there coaching before he came to Notre Dame, because Cincinnati was good back then. Now, I'm not saying like a Fiesta Bowl. Actually, they were. His last year, they were. I lied. But I see what you're saying to a point, but I disagree to a point, just like you were saying you agree and disagree. We're going to agree to disagree halfway on this point. I'm not trying to dog Gonzaga at all. I'm really not. Gonzaga has proven themselves as a very sound basketball program. Not taking that away from them. But they should have to play other teams with more consistency, I should say.
That's the beauty of the national championship tournament.
I know. And it seems like they can't get over that hump. They're there. They're right there. I mean, they're damn near turning the doorknob and opening the door, but it's like they get butter on the hands and it slips and it locks on them again.
I mean, there's some major universities that are in the Power 5 conference that do that same shit.
Every year, yeah. We've seen it every year. I mean, Duke the past 10 years.
All right, so moving on to college football. Oh, my God. Hey, how bad
you want to start there?
Football? How bad is Michigan? Yeah, I want to get it in there and get it out the way.
Hold on. So, guys, I'm going to tell you exactly what I said on this thing on our notes. How bad is Michigan? Where'd it go? Oh my God, where'd it
It
go?
says bro. It
Yes.
says bro.
Bad.
Bad.
Bad is totally capitalized with a couple exclamation points on it because they suck. You know, that was the only bet I made over the weekend that I lost on. God, I really felt good about that. Oh my, James Wiseman, center from Memphis, gets
Golden
second.
State.
That's a good pickup.
Good pick.
That's a good pickup.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But give me a moment here, sir. Let me take a sip of my tea.
All right.
Wet my palate a little bit.
He's going to wet his palate, folks. Watch out.
So the question is, I had this conversation a bit ago with our good buddy, Chef Chikwa Vinici.
Hey, speaking of more check love.
Got you. He's the Super Michigan fan, the biggest Michigan fan that I've ever known.
He's even bigger than Damon, folks.
So, and he's got a lot more ends. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot more connections. The guy can actually call hardball. You know what I'm saying? He's on those type of levels. So I'm kind of split here because I'm a part of the group. You know, I get to go on the Michigan Fellas trip where we tailgate and we party and we go to the game and we sideline and we get it in. So I'm kind of partial, but I also like. And my question that we had when we had this conversation, he said, are the expectations of Michigan fans too high?
Welcome to Notre Dame football.
So you'll get ready to understand exactly what I'm getting ready to say right now.
Yep.
And it took me a minute to sit down and think about it, and I completely agree with him because I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? I expect this because of the history of Michigan football and the lore and the whatever. But then he breaks it down to me. He said, what lore? What history? You know what I'm saying? 80% of the Michigan fans now were not born since their last, not national championship, but their last undisputed national championship, because the split in 97 was disputed. You know what I'm saying? So AP, you get this, college poaching, college poll, you get this one. So Nebraska gets this one, Michigan gets this one. So it's split, but it's still national champion, whatever. So their last undisputed national championship was in 1948. My mother was not even born the last time we won an outright national championship. So what history, what lore, what are we expecting to have? We might as well just get used to being a mediocre, mid-range, every once in a while talked about football team, because that's what we've been the last 50 years. You want to go back to the coaches.
To Notre Dame football.
You know what I mean? So
LaMelo Ball going to Charlotte, folks.
Yeah.
I
So
bet
you got the great.
that leads. I'm not meaning to cut you off, David, but we talked about this the other day. I think that may lead to a trade coming soon, maybe from Houston, because somebody down in North Carolina really has their eye on Westbrook.
Yeah, that's terrible. If you do that, that's terrible. That's terrible. But anyway, I'm
not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's what the word is.
But you got the great Bo Schembechler. You know, the great Bo. Oh, the lore of great Bo. You know what I'm saying? Bo was what?
Never won a title.
Never won a title. I mean, he's got a lot of wins, got a lot of Big Ten championships. You know what I'm saying? But you're got a losing record against Ohio State. You were 500 against Michigan State, dominated Notre Dame. That's, with outstanding. You know what I'm saying? But, you go to Lloyd Carr. He's the guy that gave you the split national championship, right? So you go look at his record. He's 5-2 on he's 5-2 against Michigan State, but he's 6-8.
Dominated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna contradict that statement.
All right, so but Lloyd Carr against Ohio State, he's 6-8. So your great coaches have losing records. You know what I mean? Our wins against Ohio State was back all the way back. We built up such a large lead in the 40s and the 50s that all the ass whippings we've been taking and still can't catch up. So we still keep going over this, and you hear me say it all the time. Oh, we got the most wins in college football. You know what I'm saying? We got the highest winning percentage in college football history. Just because we got nothing to cheer about now. We keep holding on to something that we've never had. You know what I'm saying?
Let's call a spade a spade. You would love to have last year's Michigan team over this year in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But we can't jump all over Jim Harbaugh. You know, we can really get on his play calls or whatever. But if you got to look at it, this is his first losing season. It's going to be his first losing season since he's been here. When he humped it was a 10-win, 9-win season, and everybody's like, oh, my God, we're ready to win a national championship. No, we're just ready to do what we've been doing for the last 50 years.
Go
average football.
10-2, 9-3.
So I'm going to continue to cheer for my average football, and I'm going to play my average football theme song. I'm going to tell everybody to go blue.
Well, folks, we now know how the one feels about Michigan football now. Ooh, look.
Everything.
Look, a squirrel. Ah, shit. Having too much fun tonight, folks. Having too much fun tonight. Damon, you know what? Okay. We're in college football. All right. Does BYU and Cincinnati really have a chance to make it into the football playoffs? You know where I stand on this.
I mean, I'm going to say this. Everybody's got a chance, especially in any year, you got a chance. You get up high enough, you got the right dominoes to fall, everybody is going to get a chance. But where Cincinnati and BYU are going to have their problems is when it comes down to the very end. When it comes down to them being in the AAC and a Big Ten team or a Big 12 team or a Pac-12 team, even a Pac-12 team. You know what I'm saying? 11 or what is it? They're only playing 8 games. So a 7-1 Oregon will still get in over a 8-0 or a 9-0 Cincinnati, BYU, guarantee it. Because their strength of schedule, because their strength of conference. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel they have a chance. But if Indiana,
I'll tell you right now, if IU pulls the magic card out of their behinds this weekend and beats Ohio State, wow, for one, and IU's going to jump probably into the top 4. If not I should say definitely top 6, top 5, possibly in the top 4 if they do beat Ohio State. Now, granted,
if Indiana beats, I'll put money on this. If Indiana beats Ohio State this weekend, they'll jump BYU, Cincinnati, and Florida. They'll jump all 3 of them.
They'll go to 5, and they'll keep Clemson at 4. Now, Here's my thing, though. Bear with me. Jordan, hold on one second. Actually, I'm going to give you my thoughts on your question right now. Jordan says, you guys think Rondell Moore will make an appearance for the Boilers? And does it put them in Big Ten contention if he comes back? Not at this point, sir. It's honestly, Purdue's got it going. They are stepping up, and they're making moves in the right way. But Purdue it's not Purdue's year this year. I know you're going to hate me saying this, but it is IU's road to their biggest glory on the football field this year.
This is IU's star year. This is not Purdue's star year. You know what I mean? This is not your Drew Brees moment, so to speak. I get what you're saying. Purdue has a great future. They got a lot of things going on. I think the injury bug, the COVID across the campus has touched them a little bit. And they didn't get that preseason. Purdue would have been one of those teams that have really benefited from their offseason schedule before they hit Big Ten. You know what I mean? Coming straight into conference and kind of put them at a disadvantage a little bit, I think. But it'll play out. But I think they would have been a team that would have been more taking advantage of their preseason games to really assess what they got going on in the future. I would look to think the Purdue Purdue is going to be a IU type team next year or maybe even a year after.
I would agree. What I was about to say, and I'm going to throw this out there, I want to hear your thoughts on this, Damon. If IU ends up and does pull off a victory at the Horseshoe this weekend, they won't have to play Ohio State again.
Nope.
IU takes control of the Big Ten East division.
Yep.
They're going to probably, at that point, potentially look at a mid-December matchup against Wisconsin. However, you got Wisconsin is dealing with the COVID stuff up there, past month. Who knows?
But they weren't dealing with it last Saturday.
Right. They weren't dealing with it. They came out and smashed the shit out of Michigan, who I thought, since they hadn't played in 3 weeks, wasn't going to.
Yeah, me too. I thought we played better.
I agree. But here's the thing. If IU beats Ohio State, now obviously this is Indiana's first real test this year. I mean, no offense, Damon. You look at Michigan, they suck. You look at Penn State, they were favored. They were number 8 when they got beat by IU. They suck, and they're 0-4. No, they didn't win this week.
Yo, they're 0-4. They are 0-4.
They're 0-4. Patrick Williams, 4th selection going to the Chicago Bulls. Could this be IU's year to win the Big Ten then?
It's possible.
Anything's possible, yes. If Indiana beats Ohio State, I don't know who else is on their schedule for the remainder of the year.
If Indiana beats Ohio State, they win. I think this will be the first time Indiana's beaten Ohio State, Michigan in the same year ever.
I would probably agree. I don't even think Randall L. got that chance.
Oh, hell no. To go with you, if Indiana pulls this win off this weekend, I think, there have to be the hot favorite in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? Even if they do have to come up against Wisconsin in the year, I still think there'll be a hot topic. So that's where the controversy comes in with your Cincinnati and your BYU. Do you put a Cincinnati in over a one-loss Big Ten team of the caliber of Ohio State?
I'm not disagreeing with you on the caliber of the team itself. I just hate the way they do their rankings and their selectioning. I hate it. It sucks. I don't have the biggest brain. I might have a big-ass head on the shoulders, but I don't have the biggest brain maybe, and it's been rattled a couple times. But I still don't understand. That's a perfect example of why you don't do rankings until week 6 in football, in college football, because Penn State shouldn't have been in the top 10. Michigan shouldn't have been in the top 10 or right at the top 10. We
got lucky.
You did. You did. But that's the name of the game in college football. It's how lucky can you get starting off the season of where you're ranked and then play it out. Because if I play it out, if I'm Cincinnati and I start at 10th or 12th or whatever, and I go undefeated, more than likely, no, I'm not going to get that 4th spot. But you know what? I'm probably going to be 5th. I'm probably still going to be playing a very, very good, high-caliber bowl game to end my season.
Which gives you your audition. Which gives you audition. It gives you more clout for the next year. You do that same shit again this year. That's the same bullshit you can try to pull down there at UCF or South Florida.
No, it's Central Florida.
Central Florida, whatever the fuck you was at. You try to pull that shit. Oh, we won all our games, so I'm going to say we national champion. Yeah.
Jordan, I love your loyalty to Purdue, man. I really do.
And the Drew Brees, man.
And the Drew Brees, which we'll get to here shortly because we're getting ready to jump to the NFL here soon. But it's not Purdue's year, man. Even if Moore played all season, I still don't think that it would be Purdue's time. Not saying you're not a good team. Not saying that your coach sucks, because that guy is putting you guys in a very good direction for the future. But it's just not this year. For one, you got Ohio State. For two, you got IU. For three, you got Wisconsin. For four, you got Illinois, who's on your coattails every time you play them. And you got Minnesota on your divisional side of the Big Ten. And Minnesota's no slouch, regardless of how bad they suck. Minnesota will play a team to the ground.
I don't think Moore plays this year.
I don't think
I'll keep him out. Yeah,
I don't think at this point, keep him out. If it was a full regular the COVID season, I have to put the because you got me stuck on that, Damon. If it was a normal year, I could see that. Yeah, bring him back. Let's get him rolling. Let's move on. At this point, no, sit him.
Yeah, the COVID. The fourth round, the Bulls' fourth pick, Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Patrick. All right, okay. I know I heard you, bro. I was asking if you should get my hose.
What?
Hopes. That's supposed to be hopes.
See, on live TV, folks, this is how we roll. Jordan puts, I know I heard you. I was asking if I should get my who's up about more. Gotcha. Then he clarifies, hopes. God knows your wife going to beat that ass now.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I was going to be mean, but I like Jordan. And he's going through a tough time right now. Experiencing the debacles of youth sports when people who are the coaches that can't even play the sport. So I know what he's going through. I feel your pain. Much love, my brother. Much love. All right. So, hey, do you want to put our black and white sheets football news in with our spotlight games, or you want to do the football news and then do a break?
Let's do a break now and throw it all in.
There you go.
You like that?
I did.
You like that? I like that.
I guess I should have typed it. I should have typed it on the private.
That's all right.
We didn't put that shit on the air.
That's all right, man. That's how we roll. You know, we go live. We roll with it. And as we roll, we give a shout out to our big little buddy, Elliot Cox, over at Driving for Dyslexia. Check this out. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Dan over at BWSports1.com and Black and White Sports. And I'm wondering if you're ready to buy or sell that home, now's the time, and I got just the person for you. Mr. Shawn Nugent, a.k.a. Rockstar Realtor himself. 317-503-8322. Put that home on the market. Get into your dream home with this man. Talk to Shawn at Talk to Tucker today, 317-503-8322, and make sure you tell him the boys over at BWSports1.com sent you. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Dan from Black and White Sports and BWSports1.com. I'm here today to fill you in on a little banking advice. I don't know much, but I know somebody who does. Mr. John Wayne Buzzard at First Financial Bank. 317-417-8582. Call John for all your banking essentials. He's really good at banking. 317-417-8582. Call John today and tell him the boys from BWSports1.com sent you. We had 2 picks in the draft go off while we were gone. Isaac Okoro goes to Cleveland, and Nikwa Okonugui. Man, I butchered the hell out of that name. But he is going to Atlanta.
All right.
I butchered that name.
Yeah, I don't care about any of them anymore. Maybe Cole Anthony, maybe Kenyon Martin's boy. I don't care about any other picks.
Here we go. Well, we got the top
Maybe the Pacers pick. I'll play maybe the Pacers pick.
Dude, you're going to be waiting for a very long time for the Pacers pick.
No, I won't.
Very long time.
I'll read about it in the morning.
Let's jump into some football, some pro football action.
All right. Best catch, best play.
What? Deal with it, Damon. I just saw our conversation. Yep, sure did.
Never follows instructions.
Maybe that's why the asterisk loves me so much.
I'm sure that's it. As De Leon. As De Leon.
Hey.
All right. So SB's 2020 COVID. Best catch, best throw, best play. DeAndre Hobson, Kylie Murray, Kylie. Kyle Murray. Best play, best catch, best hands. You got dunked on, you got bossed, you got nuts all in your face. I don't really know what else to say.
Hands down, it was like this. Mic drop. When he caught that in between 2 defenders, snatched it out of the one's arm and came down with it. That man is a badass. And that's how you know Houston Texans are some dumb people up in that office for allowing what happened to that, especially that offense. What happened at the beginning of the season or the off season, the COVID version? Stupid.
Hey, you know that movie scenario where you got, when they had the breakup and the person is always in the dark on the couch, with the blanket just, oh, why me and all this shit. Watch this do it right now at his $40 million mansion in Houston, Texas.
Man, he ain't doing too good right now. He's not doing too good right now.
That was good.
That's about as good as my Ultimate Warrior impersonation.
Yeah. And if you were wondering why, the GM and the coach, Mr. O'Brien, was fired, there you go. That was the first one. There's your sign. All right. So even with 2 wins ahead of Brady and the Bucks, with Drew Brees missing at least 3 games with 2 fractured ribs on one side, 3 fractured ribs on the other, and a punctured lung.
That right there, my friend.
Air.
Yeah, that right there, my friends, could be the road to retirement. Not taking anything away. Jordan, we all know that you're a Breeze fanatic, but sometimes your body's telling you, hey, it may be time to go. It may be this may have escalated his retirement a slight tad. We'll see.
I
Now,
think he was pushing it this year when he came back. I thought he was done last year. So did many in the organization, which brought about the departure of Teddy One Bridgewater.
Yep.
So I hate this to happen for Drew. I think Drew is a phenomenal player. It's great that he went to college here in Indiana, so he got to experience the one thing that's great is being a Hoosier. But I don't like how this works. I think Drew Brees was ready to retire last year. I don't know what sparked it, what late controversy, but this could be something that can be, one that you would sit down with your wife and you reevaluate. We got three small ones that we're trying to get through, and I don't need you running around here, puffing on the ventilator because your lung is leaking air. You're 40, you're 40, bro. You're 40. You know what I'm saying? If Tom had went through the same injuries that he's went through I'd probably be saying the same thing about Tom. But as it comes to football and the game, I don't like how this plays out for New Orleans. They need Drew. If Jameis Winston is who you are trusting your crab legs to,
Jameis Winston is not a leader. Okay?
Shame.
Jameis Winston is not a leader. Drew Brees is that leader. That man has led that team on his shoulders for a while. I'm not saying every year, but he has helped them avoid many upon many of disasters because of his leadership on and off the field. Now, defensive side, of course, I'm a little biased. Malcolm Jenkins. He is the type of leader that a team needs as well. But I'd rather see Taysom and watch him flip his full-time quarterback to see Winston. That's good, Jordan, right there. That's good. Who dat? Who they? We don't know. Oh, boy. Yep. Sister heard you talking.
Them two people she can't stand.
Yep. No,
Cam Newton and Jameis Winston.
Excuse me. It is a very, very bad situation. Thoughts and prayers goes out to Breeze. Hopefully he heals well and quick, but don't rush back into playing a sport over
this point in your career.
Right. You're 40. Let's
got nothing left to prove, bro. You not got nothing left to prove.
You got a ring. Your Pro Bowl, you're a Hall of Famer. Right. Your
name belongs in that conversation. You do. You can't deny it. His name belongs in that conversation. So you've done your work. Now go take care of your fam. That's how I look at it.
I agree. I agree. That's all I got to say about that.
Damn.
I would choose Jameis over stupid Cam Newton. Dude needs to go back in the locker room and cry into his shawl. Wow. I think I need some new lenses, Damon.
Oh, yeah. She was adamant about that. I think I can hear her hitting the keyboard downstairs. All right. So moving on. I think I said this, 3 weeks ago? I'm pretty sure I told you this 3 weeks ago. That the New York Giants, the New York football Giants, is how Chris Bourbon liked to say it, is the best team in the NFC East. They lose Saquon Barkley, and they're
still going to possibly win this division. The NFC East sucks. We all know it. We all know that I'm an Eagles fan, and we suck this year. But it's not like it hasn't happened before. We have sucked for many years in the past. We will suck for many years in the future. But I'd rather not have as many suck years as I would good years. So let's get it flipped back the other way around like it used to be on the verge of it. Trevin Davis, do you know this guy? Do I know this guy? Do we know
Yes. That's Steelers red zone.
Okay, Steelers red zone.
Hey,
yeah.
he helped me DJ his big brother's wedding.
I got you.
I DJ'd the wedding from the phone.
Wow, okay.
And they thought I was a DJ, son. I killed that shit.
Hold on here. Hold on, Damon. I got to do something real quick. You're absolutely right. The NFC sucks. It's trash.
And the Giants are the best of the trash.
All I got.
Oh my God, man!
We're not gonna linger on that one, Damon. Let's move on. Oh yeah, you could probably hear me yelling from all the way over on the opposite side of town on Sunday because I was pissed.
Oh man, I kept saying, Dad is shitty right now.
Yep.
I wanted to text you, I was like, nah, that's not even good.
Nah, don't do that.
All right, well, that's a good transition into talking about a team that doesn't suck. All right, so the Pittsburgh Steelers are 9-0, and they have 6 games remaining against 3 teams that are 7 games remaining. They have 3 teams that have winning records: the Ravens, the Bills, and the Colts. As of yesterday, the Ravens had the most opportune chances to give the Steelers their first loss, followed by the Bills and followed by the Colts. I'm going to tell you which game worries me. It's not the Ravens and it's not the Bills. The game that worries me is the Colts because of its positioning. Right now, 3 more wins. Yeah, 3 wins. We lock up that 4 more wins. We lock up that number 1 seed, that bye. So, teams are traditionally not playing all their people them last few weeks. And I can see it being more of an issue, especially with this COVID. You want to make sure that everybody hits the playoffs as healthy as they possibly can. So I can see either that Colts or that Browns games being the game that could knock them off. The Ravens, not too much worry about because they're going the opposite way. They are 6-3, but they look more like they should be 3-6 the last couple weeks. So, but it's still a rivalry game. But this one's in Pittsburgh. The first, we took the hard one there. This was Pittsburgh. The Bills, I worry about their defense. I worry about their defense a lot.
And there he went, folks. We almost went the whole show without Damon turning to the mime. So until then, I'm done talking about the Steelers. Ha ha! No, I'm just joking. What's the difference between the 19 Steelers and this year's Steelers? Well, once we get Damon back, Jordan, we'll have him answer that. But until then, let me talk. Holy shit, he's back. Look at it. Look at it. He came back from the mime world. Freaked the hell out of me, too, because I was waiting for the thing to go disconnected, reconnected. There he is. It always catches him at the greatest moments. Jordan asked a question. What's the difference between the 19 Steelers and this year?
Hold on. Time out. This guy said that I disagree. that I'm going for immortality. I never said my thinking. I'm just saying what teams generally do in that situation. If you ask me, all you some bitches is playing.
You heard that, son?
Get me my awesomeness. Get me my 72. I'm tired of hearing about these old ass 72 Dolphins. That's my mentality. But I'm just going to tell you how the organization and how teams normally do these things. And what's the difference between the 19 Steelers and this year's Steelers? Ben Roethlisberger.
Look at that. Hold on. This is perfect. I know. Jordan, it's because he was an only child. He's got that solo sibling syndrome. Oh, shit, Damon, we love you. No, honestly, I'm a little biased, obviously. One of the team doctors over at Buffalo is a relative. He is my cousin. He's an orthopedic surgeon now that works for Buffalo Bills. And, I'm a little bit, I don't say biased. Oh, I'm a fan now or everything. But, I got to give him a little love. I think Buffalo is the best team remaining on your schedule as long as Phillip Rivers that showed up somewhat this past weekend isn't showing up then. They're going to have a lot more to lose at that point, I think. So they will be playing for it. And I can see your thought process of being Colts are going to be scarier at that time, getting towards the end of the season, getting into the playoffs, and the Colts are going to be fighting for a spot, I'm sure. I don't know. You got a weak schedule ahead. Let's call spade a spade. You got a very weak schedule ahead. You're lucky on that.
We took care of our hard work.
You did.
We did our hard work.
You did. Now here, let me throw this at you though. And I know what. Oh, look,
this guy's terrible.
What?
No one thought Dallas was going to be this goddamn terrible.
No. Well, let me look at you. Look at this. Here's the Eagles' remaining schedule. And I just want to tell you how bad it's really going to look at the end of the season for us. At the Browns, Seahawks, Packers at Lambeau, Saints, at Cardinals, at Dallas, Washington.
So y'all probably won't win the game until Dallas.
A game.
So you might not win the game to Dallas.
No, because by that time, the redheaded stepchild will be back in action playing for him. Because they were off this week, and I think he's coming back. I heard Dalton's coming back for him next week, so we'll see how he plays. Yeah, I don't know.
Hell, they wouldn't fight for him. So what the fuck you think they're going to really do?
Why, if I'm him, why the fuck am I stepping my foot back on that field at all for that team is ridiculous. I don't understand it. Better him than me because I wouldn't be doing it. Next.
So this guy here.
That's what I pulled up earlier.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. It's always about me. My wife tells you that thing every time. It's not always about you, buddy. Yes, it is. Or you wouldn't be talking to me about it.
Jesus.
Now, moving on. I don't care what anybody does ever for the rest of this season. Alex Smith won it for me 4 games ago when he came in the second half. But he started the game and he threw for almost 400 yards and almost won the football game. Almost won the game. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't care what nobody says. Alex Smith is the comeback player of the year, period. And even with the COVID, I think you should get it next year.
Just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it. This man was a half a kneecap and a thigh muscle from dying, not just losing his leg, from being not on this planet from an injury on the football field. Oh yeah, and to come out here and whoever makes that brace, hey, y'all stock should just go through the goddamn roof. I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna buy 22 shares.
Now, I will say I wholeheartedly 100% agree with you as far as Alex Smith should be getting comeback player of the year because of all those circumstances. However, if they're looking at the play on the field itself, you're going to feel good about this because I believe that should go to Big Ben. Moving on.
Oh, comeback player of the year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for numbers wise, but
that's what I'm saying. If
content.
Exactly. For all those circumstances behind Alex Smith, you're damn right he should get that comeback player of the year. If they're going off of just pure stats and all that, Big Ben, hands down.
22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
And one reason to hate you.
All right, so let's get into our spotlight games, sir.
Right. Real quick before we do that, I'm not going to break to a commercial, but I'm going to give a little public service announcement to everybody on our racing side of BW Sports 1. Checkers and Wreckers Racing is looking for partners for the 2021 racing season down at Whiteland. We do have we are a dealer now, I should say, of the Alfano products. So get your Alfano 6 on order right now, and you can make sure you could get it before Christmas. Because of the COVID going on around the world, limited stocks, staffing's limited in production. So, and the Alfano 6 1T, that is the go-to data logger. And that is their biggest and best seller right now. So get your orders in ASAP if you want it before Christmas. That's Alfano. Message us, info.bwsports1@gmail.com. Now let's get into these spotlight games. Look at it last week. We're not too bad. Honestly, we didn't do too bad.
I don't think we did too bad either. Let's talk about some players and teams that didn't do too bad over the weekend. Who was your surprise player and team, sir?
The player, man, I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. He's the running back. He has scored 5 touchdowns in the last 5 games. He scored, I believe he had 2 touchdowns this past weekend in the win. And he's a dual threat, man. He can take the ball up the middle. He can cut it outside. But he is also very, very dangerous weapon for Carr in the flat or in those little short 3 and in or something like those little dump passes, man. He's showing a lot of character and, just going through the adversity that the sport brings. I just had to throw that. We might have to get into that another night. I don't know. Because that could be a 2-hour show in itself. But
hey, man, we'd have to bring a panel in on that. We'll have to bring a panel in on that because that's –
I like that idea. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs as my player. Let me just do this. Giants. Daniel Jones, man. I have never seen a white boy run like he does at his size. Sorry, haven't. At least not in a long time. The Giants. I have nothing but surprising out of the Giants right now because they surprised the shit out of me. Damon, who's your player and who's your team?
My player is please don't confuse this. Anybody who's watched us and seen me tweet and post and rehash. I am
team Jacoby.
I am still team #Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? #Brissett all the way. I feel that is the guy who you should lean on, and I was super excited that he got to get himself a touchdown in this past game. But my surprise player is Phillip Rivers. He did not throw an INT.
If you wouldn't have put Rivers, I probably would have went Rivers. So I had to pick my second option. But I'm not going to go away from Jacobs. I agree with you on Phillips. Who's your team?
Giants.
Done deal. Next. Let's move on.
No, I picked them because it wasn't the fact that they won. It was like they were really dominant. I mean, they played like we belong. So,
do you understand right now, Damon, that whoever plays the fucking Eagles is going to look like Pro Bowl teams left and right? It pisses me off. I hate it.
Whoa. Breathe.
Poke
Woosah.
Let's poke the bear. Let's poke the bear.
All right, so my disappointing player and team, my player is Lamar Jackson. I got two, really. One, because I couldn't pass them up. My player is Lamar Jackson. One, you were last year's MVP. You were lighting up the league. You were doing everything that you could do that they was trying to say. You got Mark Ingram talking about, I'm coming to sign checks and all this kind of stuff. And then this year, it's like, who? Lamar what? So disappointing. You look very bad against Pittsburgh, and you look really bad against Indianapolis. I don't want to take nothing away from the Colts because they played a really good football team. It was the best game they played this year.
Sorry, I'm just trying to show the Alfano off.
Oh, it was the best game they played this year.
Yeah.
And so they kudos to them, but wow, Baltimore, wow. It's going to be easy to beat them. They're one-dimensional. You know what I mean? So,
that's what happens after a while, especially divisional teams that you play twice a year. They study you. They see you twice a year. They start to really hone in on where they see gaps in your game at, where that small miscue is a consistent happening, and they capitalize on it. And that's what we're seeing now. You'll see a lot of teams will be good, and then all of a sudden the next year it's the same plan going through the next year as it was last year, but those plans aren't working the same because the other teams have tweaked their defensive play or whatever to the team they're playing, and they know they hone in on Lamar Jackson. You know, if you don't have time, he can't get anything done. All you do is you take away his outside and you gap the middle. He has nowhere to go.
Gap the middle.
And
the other one is the person who ever put Nick Foles, if it was a GM, the coach, the collective, however, whoever put Nick Foles in over Mitchell Trubisky, who at the time was 3-0, who at the time the offense was doing something. It wasn't great, but it was doing something. You put him in for Nick Foles, and the offense is twice as worse as it was before with Mr. Trubisky, and you're 2-5 since you put him in.
Yeah, I get it, and I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I somewhat get it, and I don't get it. At the time when they made the change, I don't think it was good. It's led to some good things, but like you said, he is out for at least a week, and we'll see what happens now because now Trubisky has to make up some of those games to help Chicago reach the playoffs, and I don't see it happening. What was your ooh?
The Phoenix is on the clock. I thought it said Cole Anthony was going to Phoenix. It was like, ooh, but no, he's best available player. But that's not what's going on. So that's why I kept it to myself.
You got to tell me if you see that go, man, because
I
that's the case. Phoenix may be the next team to blow up all of a sudden.
I'm watching. And
Phoenix been in the shitter for way too long.
And I kept it. I kept the disappointed team, all in the same pattern as the Ravens.
Yep.
Disappointing. At 63, I did think a 63 team would be disappointing, but they're disappointing.
Well, my disappointing team is the Eagles. I have nothing else to say on that. Everybody could agree with me. My player, Russell Wilson, man. 8 interceptions. 8.
At the MVP talk, it went down.
And the last 5 games, he's thrown 8 interceptions. Are all those interceptions his fault, technically? Not every one of them, but you know what? You got to play better. You got to help your team play better. You got to step up as the leader of that team. You got paid buku dollars in the middle of the night, it's time that you can't recoil in progression in this part of your career. You have to keep moving forward if you want to be an elite quarterback.
Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback.
He's not
Russell
right now
Wilson,
because he's
Russell
a disappointment.
Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback.
Not right now. Nope.
Russell Wilson is an elite.
I'm gonna keep saying
Russell Wilson, and I'm gonna do this for the rest of the show.
You can't even say his name right because I'm flopping you up. He's not an elite quarterback.
He is an elite quarterback right now. He is an elite quarterback because you can't take 4 quarterbacks in front of him in the league right now. So Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback right now, and
I put Phillip Rivers over him in this past week because Phillip Rivers hadn't thrown an interception.
Well, yeah, way to go. Good job. But Russell Wilson, and nobody will ever pick Phillip Rivers over Russell Wilson if Russell Wilson still threw 10 interceptions in a game. So stop that lie. But Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback. He is improving. What the problem is in Seattle is Russell Wilson is having to do more than Russell Wilson wants to do. You know what I mean? You can't throw it to yourself. You can't put the ball in his hands and make him catch it. If he don't catch it, I can't play defense too.
No,
that's the problem in Seattle. He has to do more things than he wants to do. He has to press more. He has to do more than the MVP type caliber season because his defense is.
I was going to say, yes, doo-doo.
Terrible.
Defense is the problem in Seattle now. Now, granted, was I stretching when I said putting Phillip Rivers ahead of him? Hell yes. In a heartbeat, I'm not going to do that. But is he an elite quarterback? Yes, he is. At this point in the season, though, the team slippage is costing him a lot of, I don't want to say respect or kudos or anything, but they're not helping him at all. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not helping. Definitely not helping.
DK Metcalf is the best thing that's happened to Russell Wilson in a long time, and they're lighting it up. That's it. Now again, maybe I should rephrase what I said earlier. He is an elite quarterback, but his play right now, at least this past couple weeks, is not leaning him towards the eliteness of the complete season, I should say.
So in your little brief terminology, since Tom Brady looked despicable against New Orleans, he is not an elite quarterback.
Oh, man. That dude looked like Bubby Brister. All right? Looked like Bubby Brister. Now, granted, is he an elite quarterback? Yes, he is. Is he one of the best? Yes, he is. Will he go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Yes, he will. But we're talking week to week here, folks. Damon and I do this every week. And I'm talking right now, doo-doo on a stick.
Doo-doo. PG. We just went PG, folks. We went PG because the Pew Pew girl, 12-year-old. Hey,
PG with the Pew Pew girl.
Hey, she can almost watch adult one. Let me rephrase that. PG-13 rated R movies. I can't say adult movies.
One more year.
Hey, we always round up.
We do. Well, she just turned 12, like within 12 hours ago.
Yeah, so let her go watch Friday the 13th.
Like May to start rounding up.
Oh, you start thinking to next birthday the minute you celebrate this birthday.
Don't tell her that.
She can't hear me.
She's already got a Christmas list. Now her birthday list is starting. So, yes. Folks, the Pew Pew girl, she is now 12. She's a preteen. Last year of her preteens. I did tell her because it's her
she's
birthday.
A tween.
Tweenie. Yes, tweenie. Because it is her birthday. No, I didn't even. You got to speak up, man, because we got to share these mics.
Tween.
Tween. Tween. So, happy birthday to the big Pew Pew girl, big old 12. I did tell her that she could join us for the end of the show tonight because it's her birthday. There you go. I was going to say, she's not 21 yet, dude. He's that next year. And I can't wait for that because that's going to be a fun night.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to hold him down and just pour the liquor on him. All right. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
Let's see. Let's talk our picks.
Last week's picks.
Last week's and this week's picks.
Last week's our best game. I went Colts Titans. You went Cardinals Bills. I don't know why I picked. Yeah.
All right. And I don't think we did too bad on those games because Cardinals and Bills, we all saw that ending. That was the game I was waiting on in my parlay that I picked. And I seen the Bills score with like 35 seconds left. I mean, well, shit. There went that parlay, and I turned it off. I went and did something else and everything. Came back maybe an hour later, looked at the score report. I'm like, what? And then saw the catch heard round the world.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I didn't disagree with you at all on that pick. Quality game all throughout, back to scoring, back and forth. The Colts, Ravens, Colts just completely dominated. So those games turned out pretty decent. Worst game. You went Jaguars and Pack, which turned out to be a pretty damn.
Yeah.
Jeez. And the Vikings and Bears, who I went with,
you won that.
Turned out to be a pretty terrible, long, drawn out. Help me, Rhonda. But the 104-yard touchdown return was pretty good.
That was most intriguing game. You had the Cardinals and Bills. I had the Chargers and Dolphins, and obviously we talked the Cardinals and Bills game didn't disappoint. Chargers and Dolphins were a pretty good matchup as well.
Tua Tagovailoa
versus Justin Herbert. 2 Rookie of the Year candidates. Especially
I'm happy I said his name right.
Tua Tagovailoa.
It's a B, not a B. No, it's a B, not a B.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's start off with worst games this week. Damon, who you got as the worst game?
I got the Jets Chargers. Anything with the Jets in it is fucking terrible.
Usually this is true, but then I look and I see the Jags, and I'm like, ugh. Against the 9-0 Steelers, ugh. You guys could put no. This is no trap game. They were so lucky that they have that one win at the beginning of the season against the Colts that I don't even see that happening 9 more times out of 10 times them losing to the Jaguars. You guys are going to stomp the Jaguars' ass. Done deal. Game over. What's your third string quarterback's name? The punter holder?
Duck.
Yes. He'll be playing by the third quarter, folks. Not really. Maybe the fourth. And it's because of no injuries. It's because they're up 60-2.
Damn. Juju. Claypool. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Most intriguing game. You got Falcons Saints. I have Packers Colts.
With the injury that happened to Drew Brees, with the not knowing what the offense will look like of the Saints, with Winston in the backfield, what the chemistry will be like on the offense with him and the receivers, him and Kamara, everything, that puts a big question mark in my head. But then we all know what the Falcons can do. They can go up 40 points and still lose. I want to see what the Saints are made of without Drew Brees against a division rival that is consistently choking.
That's the only advantage that Jameis Winston has if he's named the starter for this particular game, is that they're playing a division rival that he has played against quite frequently, being in Tampa Bay. So he does have a familiarity with their packages, their schemes, and things like that. So this game can be very confusing to the eye for fans watching Jameis Winston as the coach, as the QB, filling in for Drew Brees and his leaking lung. I would try to look past this game if you want to evaluate New Orleans fully. But this with that, it does intrigue me. Is Matty Ice auditioning for a late season or a late career starter position change in a different team? This is a pretty good game to do it on. So I'm with you on that. Packers Colts.
And I'm not disagreeing with your pick. I think it'll be a damn good game.
I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be high scoring. And I think that the Colts defense is just a tad bit better than Green Bay's defense. And Green Bay's defense is bad, but they're not Seattle bad. But the Colts has the better defense out of the three. So I look the Colts to win this game by 3.
There you go. He's betting his ass, folks, on the Colts in 3. All right. Best game of the week. You got the Bengals and the Washington football team, and I have the Chiefs at the Raiders. I see what you're saying on this. I really do. But I don't think it's going to be a good game because, honestly, I think Cincinnati's going to go and tear the dog crap out of Washington because of Joe Burrow. I think he has 3 touchdowns, 340 yards passing, 67% completion percentage. I think he has a hell of a game. And,
I no doubt.
Yeah, I think that I don't think it's going to be as good as what we see on paper, what we're seeing, because I see why you said this is going to be a good game. But I think Cincinnati's going to go in there and blow them out.
I think this is going to be an absolutely fabulous game. Joe Burrows has got a great super future. I think they have a good track record of what they're trying to do in Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrows probably will have 3 touchdowns, but I'm pretty sure the Washington football team might have 3 touchdowns too, because Cincinnati's defense is really, really not that good. It's not that they're a bad football team because they're not talented. They're a bad football team because they don't have any talent.
Right. I'm not going to say so. When I say blow them out, I don't think the score is going to be a wide gap, but you're going to see a dominance during the game from Cincinnati over Washington.
The one thing I can say about the Washington football team, they play hard. They play hard. They're not like the Jets. They're not like the Jets. They're not like I'm sorry, I hate to use you. They're not like the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? They play hard, and that's they're like the Giants. Yeah, this team sucks. This team's bad on paper, but it's not like we can come in here and just jet walk your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that these young teams, because both teams are young, I think that they're going to really go at it. It might not be a real high scoring or a flashy game, but I think it's going to be a really, really, really good game.
All right.
And obviously the Chiefs and Raiders, because you got these dumbass Raiders when they won at Arrowhead, they want to drive the bus around the goddamn stadium. They did a Tom Cruise flyby.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that because they definitely do. They definitely do. We'll just say that.
I think Andy Reid goes in there and he's like, all right, man, this is the day. This is your time. We want 80. We want 80. I'm going to let you do every play. Hey, I don't care if it's 2 minutes left to go in the game. It is 77-3. Patrick, you're not coming out the game.
Wow. I don't see it doing that bad at all, but honestly, I don't see it being a blowout either. I think it's going to be a harder game for the Chiefs because if you've noticed, the Chiefs haven't been on their full 100% potential. They kind of felt like they were there, taking off the season, kind of lingered back. And I'm not saying they've dropped off or anything. I'm just saying that they're not at that caliber that we're used to seeing them. Click.
We still haven't seen that Bell project yet either.
No, we haven't. But I think the Raiders are still hungry, and Raiders are going to be the Raiders. The Raiders.
The Raiders. I'm good with it.
All right. Do we have a one thought this evening, Damon?
The one thought.
Because we had straight from the ass, but I don't remember what the hell I was going to put. So it's all on you, brother.
I didn't work on the one thought other than please put more effort into the designing of your jacket when you get drafted. I mean, what happened to the day of style? What happened to the day when a man walked the aisle, dressed like a goddamn man?
Well,
I said it. I said it.
We can thank people such as Cam Newton and LeBron James that have wonderful stylists dressing them all the time. Damon, what is tonight?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday Night Live, baby. I love it. Did you have fun? I had fun.
I hope
you had fun.
I had fun.
With us here at BWSports1.com, powered by First Financial Bank. Mr. John Wayne Buzzard, 317-417-8582. Call him for all your banking essentials and accessories. 317-417-8582. And Rockstar Realty, Mr. Shawn Nugent, 317-503-8322. Call him buying or selling a home. Talk to Shawn at Talk to Tucker today, 317-503-8322. I know you got something boiling.
Hey, I'm waiting for you to finish that one.
I'm done. I'm good.
All right. Because I don't want to lose it. Listen. The dude just got drafted, right? I don't even know who he is. He just got drafted, right? He's standing there talking, just talking to people, asking questions. And I look to my guy's left, and my guy's daddy is like this.
Oh, man.
He is on the prowl. He's like, that meme with a dude is standing behind a tree.
Yeah, he look like, man, how much money I'm going to snag?
Like, yeah, buddy, I see you over a girl.
Right before we sign off for tonight, we want to remind you that right now, over at CWTV and Checkers and Wreckers, I got a little pause button going on here. But they're live, doing some dirt racing. Check them out, Checkers and Wreckers and CWTV. Damon, as always, what do we do?
We keep orny. We keep indie, sporty, black and white style.
Pew pew.
Peace.
Sound like David.